Hi again, borealis. Glad to see you. I fucked it up when I clicked on the game. That's the intro. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Yeah, you did. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Except for me. I'm not able to hang anywhere. Thanks for keeping your promise, Borealis. Was that a... Yeah, I think that was. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Lots of things are overwhelming, but I'll probably just get used to this. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack! Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. I typically don't. And last year, too. God damn it. Her voice is very difficult. I don't know if you just plan to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Is that what that was? Okay. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Borealis always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And my room is so messy I don't give a flying fuck about it. Actually, it's not that bad. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? I didn't think you would remember that. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Borealis could be good friends too. Sayori? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. I don't see how it's a weird situation. Saying that people are gonna be friends isn't typically a weird thing. Maybe it is, and I just don't know. Now I'm confused. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm a rescuer. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. I'm a rescuer. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. I'm a rescuer. It'll make me happy no matter what. Rescuer. Is that so? You really are a rescuer, aren't you? Yeah, I am. I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. What are you trying to say there? I have the attention span of a Cocker Spaniel. See, even span's in the name. What? And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Because it's not an accident. I think. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Well, you should have gotten a horror manga. Those are good. I like those. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Very enthusiastically. It almost causes a shockwave with how enthusiastic I took it. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I'll look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. Crap on a crap line. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I do that a lot. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Oh yes, none at all. Don't read into it. Despite the book that I gave you, you read into that, but not read into this situation. Do reading right. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. A likely story. Wow, I actually don't know what that phrase is. Is it unlikely or unlikely? It's probably unlikely. I'm a retard. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. Like an annoying pop song from 2012. Yeah. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? That was my voice. What's it about anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and still keeps saying and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Never heard of it. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover, so it has eyes. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her Basically, it's about this girl in high school who I have to restart now. Moves in with her long-lost younger sister. Man, for some reason that sentence is so hard to say. It must be the 2 LOs next to each other. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. Experiments, that's a good. Experiments are good. Experimenting is a nice thing to do. Because it's fun, and you learn things. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Please, game. Please. I hope I'm not being too on the nose or anything. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Borealis? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I'm enjoying this one. I hope so. Yeah, you should, because I'm playing it right now. And... whoa. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories are stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. Please, game. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Please, game. Okay, I'm going to be completely blunt and upfront about this. The only thing that I know about this game is that it gets dark. And that's literally it. I've avoided every single spoiler so far. All I know is darkness happens. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. You're supposed to interfere with villains' plans. That's what being a villain's all about. Now, if it was interfering with the antagonist's plans, I could see the problem. Because the antagonist just means, like, the other person in the story who's against the protagonist. But if they're actually a villain, then there's issues. I'm rambling, aren't I? No, I was. You were mostly fine, actually. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I do that all the time. Wait, apologizing or rambling? Both! I don't apologize. I ramble. I'm rambling right now. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. It's fine, I'm strange all the time. And please stop me if I start talking too much. Actually, that would be a good thing for me too. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah. His piercing words. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. Ahaha! What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. You've got me in a corner. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Man, this seat is slippery. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. Well, I mean, like, I wanted you to sit, like, all the way across the room. But now you're right next to me, and I don't know how to deal with it. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company of someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. I'm very distracting. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulders as I read. You have a very dark presence for some reason. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I read that with the wrong inflection. Changed its meaning completely. Don't mind that. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Well, typically when you're reading in company, you're probably supposed to share the book and not... Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? Yes, I'm Canadian, don't you understand? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Ahaha! Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold open the book. You don't normally do that? I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Does it? What? Here. Oh, that's nice. Yuri takes her left thumb and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I'll turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face. That's kind of weird, and she's in the corner of my vision. Wait, can you feel warmth off of people? I mean, my extremities are pretty cold all the time, so I think people would feel coldness off of me. Are you ready? Wait. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. By reading, probably. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. What's that supposed to mean? It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. You're flipping paper. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. I feel like you're reading way too much into this. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but bananas are potassium. The main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? Don't you think that's why I said it was relatable, you fucking idiot? How does she? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. Just like I am. But she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Just like I am. Wait. Damn it. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. Just like I am. Yeah, that one's... Wait. I guess maybe that one's true. It's not like I can see into your head or anything. I mean, that would be crazy. It's not like there's a giant hole back there. But they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But borealis... That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. What? But I do those things too. Am I a terrible? That's so embarrassing that you think that. Well, wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. I do the exact same things. If I meant it in a bad way, that would mean I'm a bad way. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Wait, I'm kind of cute? What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Yeah. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, that's very painful. That was like a 200-pound book, and all of it is on my thumb right now. I think my nail has completely broken off of my finger, and those raw flesh pieces that are under your nail are sticking out. Moving on. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I am now standing. I make a mental note of... Oh god. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Indeed. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready... Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't... What the fuck was her voice now? I can't wait. I can't wait. I think that was it. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition book. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. What does that mean? Pristine. Like, fancy, classy hoity-toityness? Is she fancy, classy hoity-toityness? Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly complies while reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Wait, I bring bags? Who should I show my poem to first? I guess just go in order. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. I mean, she understands how much of a freak I am. She's my good friend after all. And my personality probably did a complete 180 writing about subjects that would please Yuri. Actually, no. Actually, maybe. I don't... Yeah, no, it's actually pretty close to my interests. I mean, there's a few discrepancies, maybe, but it's relatively close. This is a good poem, Borealis. Wait, this is a good poem, Borealis. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Borealis. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, neither do I. I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much of this means to her and all. Yeah? And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be part of my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Look at my arms. It's actually... The size does... Her arms look small. Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. You'll see about that. Dear wait. Click outside poem area to continue. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Although probably not, because it's a glowing it's not a bowl, it's a glowing ball of fire in the sky. Wait. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. That would burn, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Okay, that makes sense. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That's not how you rhyme in tune. You need to do that sometimes. Okay, fine. Wait, that wasn't outside the poem area. It still continued. Oh well. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a bit better about myself. Don't be mean! I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It just came out nicer. How should I put it? It sounds just like you. Fucking stupid. Really? Yeah, fucking stupid. Yeah. Especially that last line. All out of, not tune. It's not tune, is it? Tune is music. Out of rhythm. Out of rhyme. Yeah. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late. No. I am terrible at reading. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. That's why I always have a bowl of cereal every single morning. When I'm actually awake in the morning. I have a bowl of cereal whenever I wake up. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget, and I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. And a wipe. Who should I show my poem to next? The girl that's going to literally destroy my trachea. Voice box. Is your voice box in your trachea? Is your trachea the windpipe? Where does your voice come from? Oh God. Oh. Borealis, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What? You expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? Yes. I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of this first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Yeah. Apparently I got fucked again. Maybe I should stop opening my big ass mouth to things I like heroin and stop being so standoffish. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. This is... Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Well, actually, that's pretty spot on. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can... What? That's about it. Da-da-da-da. Is that a typo, or are you actually talking about burning people? Do you hate everybody? That's not how the way song goes. Okay. Yeah! No. Yeah! I told you that you weren't gonna like it! I like to burn people alive! The smell of their burning flesh gives me joy! I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Because I like to burn people. Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. That's not the problem with this one. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. The fact that you like to burn people alive. Well, actually, alive wasn't really clear there. Just burn people. Even then, it's still kind of weird. Yes, exactly! Let them fry! I like when it's easy to read, but hits you hard. Just like my matches. Like in this poem, I talk about frying more people. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be very disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. Stay away from me.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. Just like those people after I burn them. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. Just like how their nerves won't have feeling after I burn them.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro of lighting people on fire. I'm glad you learned something.
I'm running this into the fucking ground.
Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Surprisingly enough, that didn't actually damage my voice that much. I'm still fine. Let's continue. Oh. Yeah, I think we can finish these two in this episode. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. I just kind of played a little mini-game that I knew would impress you. It's really kind of weird, actually, when you think about it. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. Yeah, I probably did that as well, because that other girl's Sayori was stealing all my words. The end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? She likes to burn people. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that, especially after they've been burned. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Probably all three. That's the wonder of an apology. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Probably. Quiet people don't get to thoughts a lot. Wait. That's not quite right. Which itself is kind of funny. Wait. I am bad at this. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? A ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate... I should have read all the poems in their voices. Wait, did I? The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. That's because I can't read handwriting at all. any of it. But I did good. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Borealis. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. Well, I'm in my only remaining place of comfort right now, and I don't really care about the past. I also kind of look like a ghost, so the similarities are there. And soon to be left with nothing. Okay, that one doesn't quite describe me. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could barely learn... Wow. If anything, I could probably learn a thing for two... You think so? I don't really know what you were thinking. That sentence was a mess of all over the place. So is this one. Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Borealis. Me too. Yeah. Who should I show my poem to next? Well, unfortunately, that's going to happen next.